Most men think women are attracted to looks, money, status, or the perfect line. But what if attraction doesn't begin with any of those things? What if it begins with a feeling she can't quite explain? Because here's the part most men misunderstand. She doesn't fall for what you show her. She responds to what she feels around you. And sometimes that feeling hits before she even understands why. Have you ever noticed how some men can walk into a room, barely say a word, and somehow people notice them? They aren't the loudest. They aren't desperately trying to impress anyone. They simply seem comfortable in their own skin, and that's what makes them different. Because attraction isn't a mathematical equation. You can't calculate it. You can't talk your way into it, and you definitely can't force it. You can only become the kind of person who naturally creates it. Think about confidence. Real confidence isn't walking around acting superior. It isn't ignoring women. It isn't pretending you don't care. Real confidence is much quieter. It's the feeling of, I like you, but I don't need you to like me back. That changes everything. Because the moment you need someone's approval, your behavior starts changing. Talk differently. You try harder. You over-explain. You fill every silence. You start watching their reactions instead of simply enjoying the moment. And people can feel that. Not because they have some supernatural radar, but because desperation changes your behavior in tiny ways. Your voice, your body language, your eye contact, your pace, even the way you respond when someone doesn't give you the reaction you wanted. Now imagine two men walking into the same room. The first man immediately notices the woman he likes. He compliments her. He tries to make her laugh. He talks constantly because silence makes him uncomfortable. Every few seconds, he's checking her face. Did she like that? Did I impress her? Is she interested? He's not a bad guy. He's simply trying too hard. Now look at the second man. He's relaxed. He doesn't rush. He listens. He speaks when he actually has something to say. And when he talks to her, he's interested. But he's not performing for her. He doesn't treat her like she's above him. And then he doesn't treat her like she doesn't matter either. His energy says, I see you. I like your presence. But I'm perfectly comfortable being myself. And that's where the difference begins. Because confidence isn't about dominating the room. It's about not needing the room to validate you. You don't have to become cold. You don't have to play mysterious games. You don't have to intentionally ignore her. And you definitely don't need to pretend you don't care. The goal isn't to make her chase you. The goal is to stop chasing validation. Because there's a huge difference between wanting someone and needing them to make you feel valuable. The first is attraction. The second is dependence. And the more you build your life around your own values, goals, friendships, interests, and standards, the less you need someone else's reaction to feel good about yourself. That's when your behavior changes naturally. You stop forcing conversations. You stop sending 5 messages because she hasn't replied. You stop trying to prove that you're interesting. You stop turning every interaction into an audition for her approval. And ironically, that's when you become far more interesting. Not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're no longer trying to get anything from her. You're simply present, calm, curious, grounded, and comfortable enough to let attraction develop naturally. Because the most attractive man in the room isn't always the best looking man. Sometimes he's simply the man who looks like he already has a life he genuinely enjoys. He isn't waiting for someone to complete him. He's inviting someone to join him. And that's the difference between chasing attraction and becoming attractive. So stop asking, what should I say to make her like me? Start asking, who do I need to become so I don't have to perform for anyone's approval? Build your confidence. Build your purpose. Learn to communicate. Take care of yourself. Develop your own standards and become comfortable with silence. Because when you stop trying so hard to be chosen, you finally start showing people who you actually are. And that's where real attraction begins. You were never supposed to chase attraction. You were supposed to become the kind of man who doesn't need to chase it.